Hi guys, all from the James Zero here. So, quick video about getting to grips with the basics of dorms. Hopefully you'll be able to watch this one and come away feeling more confident about going to dorms, about looting dorms, and about getting out with that loot. I would just like to say, if you do like this content and if you do appreciate it, I would really appreciate it if you hit the like button and the subscribe button. It really means a lot to me. I'm trying to grow this channel to be something a bit more, something that I can dedicate more time to. So, I would really appreciate that, and hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope that you learn from it. Okay guys, so the first tip for this video on how to make money in dorms, the most important one really, is knowing what keys to bring and have. Now luckily for dorms, the keys that you need are actually fairly inexpensive. And so, it'd be very easy to come by. So, first and foremost, you want the marked key here, which has 25 uses, so usually about 60k. But even one successful marked room run will pay for the key. So, definitely a worthwhile investment. Same goes for all these keys. And then you want room 204, room 214. So, these are the 3-story keys. And then these are the 2-story keys with the blue tab here. But they do kind of look similar to the resort keys for Shoreline, so just be aware of that. But these will say dorm room, and that's how you know it's these ones. And so you want 105, 110, and 114 for the 2-story dorms. So all of these 5 keys give you access to a safe. Now, safes on average are worth 25k rubles, oftentimes more. Things like bronze lions and bitcoins are both north of 100k, and you get loads of other little bits like GP coins or just fairly large amounts of cash in them as well if you're lucky. So always worth going for a safe. These keys are definitely worthwhile investment. Obviously, I wouldn't usually have them in my rig. But this is offline mode and I'm just filming this, but I'll put them back into my secure container now. And that's another sort of side note. I'd really recommend getting either a sit case or the much cheaper and easier to obtain documents case, because it's a safe way of storing your keys in your secure container and then you don't risk them. Right, okay guys, I am stood in the middle of the 2 dorms buildings here. I wouldn't usually do this, it is quite risky, but obviously this is offline mode, as you've probably figured out. And I'm just going to quickly show you the rooms to go for when you are looting dorms, where you will get the best loot and the ones that you should prioritize. So going in through the front door, going up the central stairs, and using the central stairs as a point of reference, I'm going up to the middle floor, I'm turning right, and I'm going to room 204. It's already open because I forgot to record and my previous attempt at showing you guys this, but just imagine it was locked. They will always be locked unless someone has been there. So that is safe number 1 here. And then go back down to the other end of the corridor to room 214. And the other safe there, and again I already opened this when I failed to record previously, so that would usually be locked. Going back to the main staircase, or the only indoor staircase, going to the top floor and turning left right to the end of the corridor, and this is the marked room. You can tell by all the candles and the markings on the wall. Again, that will always be locked unless someone's been here before. But again, I opened it and didn't record. So, going across now to 2-story dorms. Going in through the front. And there are 3 safes in here that are, there's 3 rooms in here that are worth looting because of the safes. So turning left as we come in through the main entrance, going to 114 and 110. And there's a safe there, a computer there, and a med case there. And then in 110, there is a safe there. And then going to the 5th and final safe room in dorms. Going back out the front door, we can either jump in through that window there and jump in, or we can go around the outside in through the door here, and the final safe room is here in 105, I believe. Yep, 105. So keeping in mind those doors would all usually be locked, but I had a failed attempt at recording this. Forgot to hit the record button. But that is all of the safes in dorms. So tip number 2 is know your spawns. This is really important for getting to dorms in a timely manner and, ultimately being the first person to reach the loot. So the 2 best spawns here and here, both of these, if I get one of these spawns on customs, it guarantees pretty much that I'm going to be going to dorms, just because I know for a fact that I will be one of the first 2 groups to reach marked room, and I will be able to get the loot or hold dorms for other people arriving and, fight them off and have the defender's advantage. So this one on the right here is by far the closest, and will guarantee you getting to marked room first if you don't have a late spawn, or maybe if you're a low level with low endurance and you have to stop and catch your breath a lot, you may not be the first person. But if you're, mid level and if you haven't late spawned and you get the spawn on the right, you're pretty much guaranteed to get the marked room. So you run straight along the edge of the map, through the broken wall, through all the trees here, and then to the external stairs on the north side of the dorms next to the vehicle exit. Now, when you come to these external stairs, you can only enter through the middle floor, so the first story. And then the second best spawn, you run along the junk bridge to the south side of dorms, and from that side, on the external metal stairs, you can enter either the ground floor, the first floor, or the top floor. But because you are further away, you are likely to be the second person there, assuming that the person at this spawn is also going for dorms. So because of that, it's recommended not to go through the top floor straight away, just because they may already be up there and waiting for you to come in through that door. So it's usually better to go in through the ground or the middle floor and then clear the building before coming up to marked room. So here I've got some footage, side-by-side footage of an actual run-through of the route from the 2 closest spawns. On the left is the second closest spawn, and on the right is the closest spawn. And above each of them are the little drawings that I did on the map earlier in the video. So I just wanted to put this footage in here just so that you guys could have a visual reference of the route you have to take. Now, obviously, I wouldn't usually be faffing around and looking at things as much. When I would get these spawns, I would just run straight for it, but I'm trying to show you landmarks and points of reference, and again, this is offline mode, so I'm not being as cautious as I would be because I know there aren't actually any threats. Right, so we are again in offline mode. We've just gone into marked room, and I'm just going to show you an example of how I would extract. Now, I'm not going to go through every single extract you could take because I'm assuming you know where the basic extracts are. But what I would recommend doing when you have successfully looted the marked room is going for the vehicle extract. Now, I don't actually have enough money in my case. It does cost 7,000 rubles per person. But let's just pretend for the sake of this clip that I do have the necessary rubles. So what I would do, I'd go outside as I've done so now. I'd look down at this fence here and jump onto it. With 12.8, they have increased the amount of fall damage that you take, which means that you are more likely to break your legs jumping down there. So I would only jump down there if you have a splint or painkillers available to you so that you can negate the effects of a broken leg. So what I would do is I would take the painkillers and then jump down, which would allow you to sprint with a broken leg. So you can sprint, pay for the car that would usually be here if this gate is closed, obviously the vehicle is not here, but I have been in this offline raid for a little while, so it will have left because it's on the limited time window. But if you are one of the first people to get to Mark's room and you manage to loot it, it will almost always be there. So what I would do, I would stand there, go to the car, pay the 7,000 rubles. You usually get enough rubles by looting all of the safes, or alternatively, you can bring it in a documents or a sick case. And then once I've paid for the rubles, you have a minute. So what you can do is you can jump into this window here, and if you double tap to see your extracts, vehicle dorms, where it says dorms VX, there would be a minute timer underneath that if I had actually paid the 7,000 rubles and the vehicle was there. And so I would be able to just double tap O is the default, and I would be able to see how much time that we have left. So I would wait for a minute either in this room, or alternatively I would go up to the middle floor. This would probably open because I've looted it, and I would hide in here and wait out for the minute. And then when there's about 15 to 10 seconds left, 10 seconds is cutting it a bit fine, so when there's about 15 seconds left on the timer, I would run back to the vehicle, I would stand near it. This is where it's usually placed, you can see the outline of the floor. I would stand near it, and then the countdown would pop up in the center bottom of the screen, and then you would eventually extract.